Hi there and welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm IceMan and today we're doing a bit of a different video than I usually do. We're not doing a champion guide or shard pulls or any of that stuff. Today I wanted to do a guide video of a different sort. I wanted to talk about some sort of state of the game, if you will. And what we're going to discuss today is basically Raid, or should I say Plarium's penchant for bait and sell. Now, if you don't know what I mean by this, well, we're going to cover it because that's basically what this whole video is about. So basically, a lot more recently, they've become a lot more aggressive about it. Obviously, this game takes resources to do everything, basically. Silver, energy, shards in particular, obviously, books for leveling, your champions, and ranking them up and all that. You name it, there's all sorts of resources. But of course the main two are books and shards. Now shards is kind of one of the main places they like to do this sort of thing. So today, at the time of filming this, there is a 2x void in the middle of a fusion event going on. So this is by far the best time to pull your void shards. So what did Plarium do? Well, last week we had a 10x and it was one of the best 10x's to get people to spend void shards, where you could get some absolutely amazing champions, don't get me wrong, but a 10x obviously, if you've been playing the game you already know, a 10x does not give you any extra benefits when pulling. In fact, let's go into it and we'll show you what we're talking about. So here, when you pull shards, you've got X amount of chance to pull percentages. If we go to this page, this actually shows you more. I do apologise for the sort of green nimbus around me. I'm having some technical difficulties with not quite enough light in the room, and I'm actually filming this quite late at night, so there's no natural light in the room, and that's what's causing that. I have ordered a new light to try and alleviate that if I record late again, but at the moment there's nothing I can do about it. I've fiddled with settings and it's still there, so we're going to have to lump it, I'm afraid. So basically, if you look here, you've got these percentages on rares, common, uncommons and whatnot for your mystery shards. These percentages to pull rare, I mean basically you can't pull an uncommon or a common from ancients, voids or sacreds. But your percentages of pulling anything decent, and let's face it, by decent we mean epics and legendaries. Okay, from a sacred you've got a 94% chance of pulling an epic, but you don't want to pull an epic, you want to pull a legendary, and there is still only a 6% chance of pulling that. So both void and ancients are normally 0.5 on a standard event. Obviously it's at 1% at the moment on voids because we're on a 2x event. On a 10x this would be 0.5 and 0.5% chance to pull a legendary. That is how small the chance is to pull a legendary. It is tiny, it's minuscule. Effectively it means that to have a really good chance of pulling a legendary you need to pull 200 shards. That's the reality of it. Now in a 2x obviously that chance is doubled. It's not a huge increase, we're talking from 0.5% to 1%. It is still actually a very small chance, unfortunately, at which point you can now in theory pull a legendary in 100 shards. So it is still better, don't get me wrong. I think they should actually increase this on a 2x and it should be more, quite frankly, although I think the chance should be a little bit higher period as standard, more like at least 5% for normal. 10% for 2x would actually make a lot more sense, but they're never going to do that, so there's no point discussing it. We know they're not going to go that route. But what we're talking about here is the fact that it's a standard chance, and all the 10x gives you is if you pull a legendary or if you pull an epic, you have a 10 times chance of pulling one of these champions in the pool. Now in this case we had champions like Man-Eater in the pool. We had some other big champions, but I can't remember who they were off the top of my head now. And they did this very purposely. They know that Man-Eater in particular, even as an epic, Void Champion. It's probably one of the most, if not the most sought after Void Champion in the game, if you don't already have 2 of them for unkillable teams. So they purposely did this and gave you the chance to get him 1 week before they were doing a 2x Void in the middle of a fusion. They wanted everybody to go out, blow all their shards trying to get Man-Eater, knowing full well that then they'd have none for the following week. Well, what does that mean? It then means that either you don't pull, or it means that if you want to pull on the 2x and have a better chance of getting something, since there's a damn good chance you didn't actually really get much, if of anything, last week, with it being a standard % chance, you're going to have to spend money to replenish the shards you've bought. So of course, around the time just after, they offered Void Shards for sale to try and get you to buy more then, and get you to spend money on trying to chase those big champions that lots of people want. And then obviously they're offering massive packs now. If we come out of here and go into the shop, so yeah, if we come over to the shop here and we come down to the deals, you can see for $50 US, or depending on what country it comes from, this changes. In the UK where I am, this is usually £50. You can buy 14 Void Shards. Now, quite frankly, I think that's terrible anyway, because bear in mind, for these 14 Void Shards, the chances of you pulling a legendary are minuscule, even on a 2x. But that's what they're doing. So you've got that one, you've got this pack string, where you can pay £24 to get 7 of them, which is like basically £3 a shard, which is astronomical, quite frankly. And this is not the only area they're doing this in the game. They've been doing it more and more and planning it out and looking at what's coming. So if this week had been an Ancient or a Sacred, you can guarantee they would have gone out of their way to pick the most juicy, the most best champions that they could think of from Sacreds and Ancients, and put them up on the 10x to try and get us to pull them before now, so we've then got to replenish our shards. This is not the only area they're doing this in. They've done it with books and stuff like that. They've also done it massively, and I mean massively, by bringing out their clan wars. Now, why do I say clan wars like that? Because there's no real wars in it, there's no real skill in it. It's who has the most time to throw into the game, who has the most money to throw into the game, and who has the most resources to throw into the game, which generally means the people with the most time and the most money. And that's it. And it doesn't even give you anything really valuable for this. And then on top of which is designed, you look at everything you've got to do during that, it scores you on giving up books, spending books at a time when it's probably not beneficial for you to do so, where there's probably no event for leveling your champions and training your champions. And then it gets you to use all those resources, it gets you to use all your energy every 2 weeks, either smack bang in the middle of a fusion or just before a fusion, at which point you've got no books for leveling. You've maybe even spent some shards trying to help out your guild, doing things like that. Again, it's another area designed to just suck all your resources away so that they can then sell you those resources back at a stupidly inflated price. Now, I love this game, I really do. I've been playing it for over a year. I thoroughly enjoy it. I play it every day. But moves like this feel more and more sharkish, and like they're really trying to take advantage of their customer base. And I wanted to put this video out there to draw your attention to it and to say, think about what you are putting your resources into. As a community, we should get together and stop the way they are doing things. Clan Wars should be just that, some sort of arena type battle where we're going up against each other, or scoring runs that we would do naturally anyway, you know, who can run the dragon the fastest and things like that. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, you talk to any of the other content creators, I can guarantee you they've got 101 ideas that do not involve draining people's resources, but actually mean being competitive with other guilds, so that we can actually, or clans even, so that we can actually have fun with it. Now, if Plarium can figure out a way to monetize that somewhat, by all means, and make some money out of it, I have no issue with that. They've got to make money, I get that. That's what they're in this for. However, at the moment, all it does is drain resources for everybody, so it makes it harder to play the rest of the game all the time. It means it's harder for you to do your fusions. It means people are more and more tempted to try and spend to keep up. And that sort of behaviour will kill off this game. So this is my call to the community. Talk to your clans, talk to your clan mates, talk to your clan leaders about maybe sitting out clan wars, about trying to not buy packs, about not buying gems. I myself have pretty much just stopped spending on this game. The only thing I am now spending on this game currently, because I'm not happy with the state of affairs, is this daily gem pack. It's £10 for a month. It's good value, as far as I'm aware, and if more of their things were like this, where they gave you good value and they weren't stupidly inflated, I mean, for crying out loud, you should not be spending your child's college fund, as some people do, to pull champions. And there's a good chance that you won't even get those champions, because you're not actually buying them for that sort of money. You're gambling on a chance to get them. Now, if they were saying, so, you know, if they're going to gamble, the max should be 30. If they want to sell you the champion, blatantly, just, here you go, you spend this money, you can have them, then by all means, you charge £100, and if people want to pay it, they'll pay it, and if they don't, they don't. But at least they know that they're guaranteed. But the way things are at the moment, this game is predatory, and it is getting worse. And they're even going out of their way, as I say. That's the whole point of this, is this bait and sell mentality that they've got, baiting us into using all our resources here, there and everywhere, and then trying to sell us stuff. They've done it with the Clan Wars straight off. It was spend loads of books, that would get you ahead. Straight away they'd then sell your books at stupid prices, and it's ridiculous. So my main thing is, I wanted to point this out to people. Think, it's a call to the community. Let's try and do something about this. Try and put some brakes on this. We get they've got to make money, and we want them making money, because they're making money, they're happy, they're doing content for us. But by the same token, people should not be put into poverty to do this, and they're getting worse at it, and that's the problem. If things had stayed the same, I probably wouldn't be so offended. I think it's an expensive game to play if you're going to play on that level and not free to play, but that was fine. But now they're really going out their way to try and get you to spend your resources, and then spend money to claw those resources back, so you've got them for the next thing that's just round the corner. We're doing fusions more often than we ever have before, with a smaller break to prepare. We're doing clan wars in between to drain our resources, and 10x's that are specifically designed to make you spend right before you're going to need those resources. So A, like I say, it's a call to the community. B, I'm trying to warn people, just think about what you're spending on. Last week, if you thought about it, yes, you had a slightly higher chance of getting a man eater. And actually it wasn't too bad a one, because he's an epic, so you've got a higher chance of getting him at least. But this week you've got an even higher chance of getting him. And you're actually then also getting points towards the event that's currently on, and towards the fusion that's currently on, which then gives you a guaranteed legendary. And that's what they don't want you doing. They don't want you saving these resources and using them at the right time, so they're really going out of their way to make it a juicy reason to spend them and claw them back. Anyway, we're not going to just keep repeating the same thing, the same message. This is the message for the video. It's a short, quick video just to sort of say, think about where you're spending your resources. Think about what is coming next week or the week after. Think about saving your shards. Think about saving your books. Think about saving if you've managed to get champions like, I don't know, Archmage Helmet from Doom Tower, think about saving them, not pulling them yet, so you can pull them during events like the one that is currently on today, at which point you get points for it. And just think about when they're putting these things out there like Clan Wars and stuff like that, don't spend all your resources, because you're going to need them at a later state. And if you do that then, you're not necessarily going to get much out of it, and you're going to lose out later. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's brought to light something that I think we all know, we all talk about here and there, but we don't really shine a light on it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. By all means, leave a comment, and if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell, and you'll get notified next time I release a video. I'm IceMan. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.